Raúl Castillo. I'm working on Learning Innovation Department here in Instituto de Empresa. I am a learning technology manager, and I work especially in the e-learning platforms as Campus Online and Adobe Connect as platforms.
Okay, my name is Ángel. I'm the system administrator of Instituto de Empresa, and I've been working here for the last 15 years, I think, a lot of years. And I started working with the wires and the hardware, and now I'm working with the cloud.
I am Luis Moliner. I'm Director of Learning Technologies. I'm working in the same department as Raúl. 3 years ago we were all in the same department. I started here also lots of years ago. Well, the three of us we have been working here for about 10 years. Well, the main motivation is to improve the accessibility of our iCampus to all the students. Currently, online programs is a strategic line very important for AI. We have students spread worldwide,
right.
And we thought that taking campus into the cloud of Amazon was a good idea to put campus closer to them.
Okay.
Okay. That's probably the main point. And other subjects that helped us to this change was to improve the availability of the system. For example, we have had problems with the power system,
Right.
or with the air conditioning, which makes the computers to crash after
Yes.
several minutes of no service. And being in Amazon simplifies us the management of these commodities. For example, we have been thinking about, and in fact we have two different power providers.
Oh.
We were thinking also about storing petrol to start a generator in case of failure of those different providers.
Okay.
Then with this, we don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about routers, you don't have to worry about different telecom providers, you don't have to worry about the firewall, and all the different network devices. In order to allow the communication from a student to the server, that request has to pass through the router, firewall, the wire, the switch, and then another wire. All of those things have to be duplicated.
Correct. So it's a tedious process.
Yes, and sometimes even the fact of trying to double all of that infrastructure creates mistakes, because sometimes you have a loop in the communication, and that makes the connection to be lost. Then you simplify all of that.
Yeah, our business is the education. We are not an ISP.
Okay.
So the investment you have to do to have a redundancy in your system, in your data centers, it's very high.
Okay.
So we are going to compete with people that do that things better than us. So it's better to go with them and take advantage of the services that the cloud offers to you. And you only have to focus on the service, just the service, no the hardware, no the communication, no just the service.
So Amazon takes care of the rest of the things.
Yeah.
And we guys out here, you guys basically just take care of the service and see how it runs efficiently.
We don't worry about a hard disk that is broken and have to replace it. We don't have to care about the air conditioning, the power supply. Just we focus on the service, on the campus online, on our web page. We started with your email accounts, with Gmail,
Okay.
And now we are moving our servers, our physical servers, to the cloud.
The campus that we have previous to migration to Amazon was a cloud for us, because we have a cloud in Maria Molina with our CPD, so was for us it's a change of a new cloud. We had a very complicated structure, a very complicated architecture of Campus Online, because we have 3 application servers, 1 cluster in the database and 1 file storage. Now we have in Amazon we have the same structure a little bit, because we have 3 application servers, one SQL server, but in mirroring, because we had a cluster services as SQL server in Maria Molina. So and a new structure to store the files with a server with Linux operating system. So for our department, for learning innovation department is more or less the same, because we manage the same structure more or less. The problem is when we need to upload a single file, a very heavy single file. We spend more time than we have before, because to upload, for example, 1 gigabyte is easier to upload directly to Maria Molina than directly to Amazon Web Services. We spend more time. We did a lot of tests, to decide the new structure. I remember that we tested for 100 more or less different testings in Amazon to buy the new structure, to decide which is the best infrastructure in the new services.
Okay.
So a lot of effort. I think that the main challenge was to keep the philosophy of campus in a new structure, in a new cloud. We used to have the campus in like a private cloud with VMware, and we moved to Amazon. And we want to keep the philosophy, but the things that are in the bottom of the structure are really different. So the main challenge was to keep the service and in the new service. So another thing important to notice here is that when we have to think in the future, you have to prepare a budget for 3 or 4 years in advance, okay? And you have to buy servers for 3 or 4 years, but the business goes faster than that, and you need to.
The main benefit from the student side is the accessibility.
Okay.
The other one could be the performance. As Angel has mentioned before, with the cloud, it's easier for us to adapt to a variable demand. If at a given moment we need the computers more powerful, it's easy to change the features of the server, while in the past we need to buy a different server, to wait for the server to arrive here, configure and all of that. And however, currently it's very easy to change. Well, the other advantage for the other benefit for students will be also that probably now we are going to improve the time up, the time that the number of hours in a year that we can offer the service. And another great advantage for us is also to test new environments and new tools that can help to increase the offer that we give to the students. For example, if we are in doubt about how something is working, we can very easily to do a snapshot of the server and to put in a parallel platform to start a dialogue with our providers about why that's not working properly, while that's not affecting to the service that we go to that we give to the students, or if we want to do any beta test of any different service.
So there is cost savings as well as improvement in efficiency. We could say that for you guys.
Well,
on the business side.
Cost hasn't been a key factor.
Okay.
At the end, we think probably it's a little cheaper, but probably not too much, because it's very difficult to define exactly which cost to include in the current server.
Right.
Do we include the cost of the line? We haven't reduced the cost of the line because we have gone to Amazon, because we have to give access to internet to the students.
Right, yeah, and that is very important.
Yes, we haven't reduced the amount of square meters of our data center.
All right.
We haven't reduced the air conditioning system. Which of those things we haven't fired. Fortunately, we continue working here.
Right.
Then probably at this moment it's more expensive for us to go to the cloud in a first step. Why? Because this is a service that we're running, and we continue keeping those things that we had. Maybe in the future, when we have to renew the servers, we can reduce some money. But even in that case, probably it's not it's not much more cheaper. It's cheaper from the point of view of if you want to adapt to a variable demand at a given moment, for example, for 2 hours. Of course, no doubt.
And it's important. I think that there is one thing that is very, very important. Not everybody could go to the cloud.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's not easy. In this case, we have a very good team, not only in IT department with Angel. In our department, we have a very good team that developed for this project, and it's not easy.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to know which things you could find in Amazon. If you have everything that you have in your system, you could find in Amazon. You could find the same things, better things, and worse things. I explain. For example, in Amazon you can install a cluster, for example, in SQL in cluster, and I could install that with a trick. With a trick.
Alright.
But it's impossible. So you need to find a solution in Amazon. So it's quite complicated to move a service to Amazon.
Okay. It also depends on how customized is your service. If you go to something that is open a box and just install, probably it's easier. But campus
is complicated.
It's quite complex because it interacts with different systems.
You have your service when we have the service here, we have a lot of pieces, and when we go to the cloud, we have a lot of different pieces from we have here.
Okay.
And we have to build a new infrastructure using the pieces that Amazon offers to us. And you have to be very, very imaginative, very innovative, and finally we did it. But it was really hard.
It was really hard.
Well, unfortunately, you were very updated because we have been using the different things that
When we started thinking in Amazon, the main problem was we don't have a face in Amazon, a person who talk with. And when you have a very complicated infrastructure, your business is based in that infrastructure, and you have to move the infrastructure to the cloud, you want to talk to someone.
Correct.
And Amazon, it's the cloud. Who is the person? Fortunately, we found the director of Amazon here in Iberia, and he knows Instituto Empresa, and he came to Instituto Empresa and explained us the platform, the services that they offer, and it was easy for us to trust Amazon because we have a person who talk with. And I think that if we don't have that person, we probably didn't move to Amazon, maybe to other cloud, maybe to Microsoft or